President Trump making a major announcement on investing in rural health care as part of the Great Healthcare Plan.
We increased funding for rural health care by an unprecedented, record-setting $50 billion over 5 years, which will benefit Americans in all 50 states. And this made possible and was made possible by cutting massive waste, fraud, and abuse from Medicaid and reinvesting those funds to revitalize hospitals and our cherished rural communities.
Here to discuss it, FDA Commissioner Dr. Marty Makary. Mr. Commissioner, thank you for being here. And as I understand it, the $50 billion will be distributed across all 50 states with state-specific allocations, and certainly in rural areas. You're looking at things like hospital conditions. Explain.
Well, that's right, Griff. The Trump administration is serious about making sure America's hospitals in rural parts of America are running. We're not talking about the giant corporate hospitals that serve the bi-coastal elite in the United States. They're doing just fine. But we're talking about rural hospitals, small hospitals, hospitals that serve middle America. And remember, Griff, when we go back to when Hillary Clinton was working on fixing health care, 100% of healthcare experts said these smaller hospitals and rural hospitals were going to disappear, and we would only have giant mega hospitals. Well, 100% of America's healthcare experts were wrong. They discounted the fact that people like going down the street to their local community hospital. And they discounted the fact that President Trump would come along and save America's rural hospital with this massive infusion of money, not just for the hospital, but also for new technology, for modernizing, and for the workforce, because these hospitals desperately need doctors and nurses to staff them well.
And Dr. Makary, this allocation is all a part of President Trump's larger Great Health Care Plan. Tell us about some of the other things that are in there.
Well, this is an exciting health care plan. If you look at the Affordable Care Act, or what people call the Unaffordable Care Act, because it failed in its mission to lower health care costs, it created tens of thousands of new millionaires in healthcare that are not patient-facing, middlemen and administrators. And so what President Trump has said is that if we're going to be giving government money into the healthcare system, let's give it to Americans. Let's not just give it to the insurance companies. Their stock has gone up 1,700% since Obamacare. Let's have more price transparency. You know, when you go to the hospital and you ask for the price of something, American medicine has been giving people the runaround for 50 years. There's no prices until President Trump started in his first term to require hospitals to list prices. Well, in this plan, that's going to get expanded, and you're going to get prices for everything, and insurance companies are going to have to show the prices of their products and what they cover in plain English. It also calls to end secret kickbacks to those who sell the insurance company. Those kickbacks are giant, and you're not always getting an honest sort of portrayal of what's on the market because of these kickbacks. We as doctors are not allowed to accept kickbacks, and neither should healthcare's middlemen. And then final point is it really builds on the actions to lower drug prices for everyday Americans. What we call most favored nation status, a remarkable achievement that many said couldn't be done. President Trump got it done. Thanks to Dr. Oz, we at the FDA contributed in the ways that we can. We're cutting red tape, and you're going to see more drugs go to over-the-counter, so you don't have to go to the ER and wait just to get a refill on a prescription.
So that part I am most fascinated with. Walk me through that just for a second. So if, you know, this strain of the flu sounds just dreadful. I've known people who've had it, and it's just knocked them out. So if I got the flu and I was needing to get obviously something as common as like Tamiflu to combat it, because we're told the faster you take it, the better success you'll have in dealing with it, that I might not have to rush to the ER and go through all of that. I could get something like that over the counter?
That's right. Why are medications prescription only. If you think about it, if a medication is safe, if it doesn't require laboratory test monitoring, and it can't be used in some nefarious way, why do we require a prescription? Most of the world does not do that. And so if we allow many common sense medications that are safe to be directly available to individuals over the counter, not only do you avoid those urgent care visits and the ER visits, sitting in the ER for 6 hours wearing some funny hospital gown, but there's something magical about price transparency when a drug is on the shelf of a store or a pharmacy. You see the price, you have competition, and those who shop by price keep prices in check. That lowers drug prices, and it cuts out the middlemen.
Seems to make a lot of sense. Dr. Marty Makary, thank you very much for taking time.
Thanks, Griff.
All right.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.